On Tuesday night, I visited Buxton's Silverland Stadium for the first time, and despite my lack of confidence, I watched Hereford put in a solid performance and come away with an impressive first win of the season. Fast forward to Saturday, and I was really excited to be back at Edgar Street for the first time since that Boxing Day defeat to Kidderminster Harriers. Surely this one would be better. We've won at Buxton, we're confident, and we're about to turn our season around, aren't we? Well, I always knew this would be a tough start to the season, and going into this one we were sitting in 19th in the table with 3 points from our first 3 games in the National League North. Saturday's opponents were Chorley, who had made the playoff semi-finals last season before losing to eventual winners Scunthorpe United. And they'd got off to a solid start to the new season, with wins over Darlington and Chester and a draw with Scarborough, meaning they go to Edgar Street third in the table with 7 points from a possible 9. This would surely be another challenge. I got to Edgar Street a couple of hours before kick-off to give me plenty of time to have a drink and a walk around. I was really tempted by this scarf in the club shop, and if it wasn't so warm I would have bought myself one, but for now I settled for this pin badge. Last time I was here I went for the drink in the Hereford suite before kick-off, so this time I went into Radford's bar. Hereford fans watching will know all about Ronnie Radford, arguably our most famous player of all time, but here's his goal against Newcastle for those who might not have heard of him.
Radford. Now Tudor's gone down for Newcastle. Radford again. Oh, what a goal! What a goal! Radford the scorer! Ronnie Radford!
I was told by one of the stewards that the kickoff might be delayed slightly due to traffic on the motorway and that the Chorley team bus was running late, but just before 2 they arrived. Edgar Street is a 3-sided stadium these days since its Blackfriars Street stand was knocked down last year. There were originally plans to build some student accommodation into the new stand, but I believe the council are currently assessing whether that's a viable option. I'm sure we'll have an update soon, but for now I'm not too sure what's going to happen with it. It looks bare, and it's really weird for me to be able to see right into the stadium from the road outside. You never used to be able to. I stood in the meadow end as I always do, as it's where most of the noise comes from. The Len Weston stand to its right has a lower terrace and a seated higher tier which gives a very steep view of the playing surface, while the Merton stand opposite gives a really good view of the pitch, though I don't think I've sat in there since I was about 10 years old. Considering it's so early in the season, the Edgar Street pitch wasn't looking its best. Hereford FC have recently had a new set of floodlights installed, and I believe that damage to the pitch was done during that project. The groundsman can't have been too happy with that. As always, the Meadow End was in good voice ahead of kick-off, and out came the 2 teams. Hereford in white, with Chorley in red. And what a dreadful start this was. It's a nice goal, but what was the Hereford defence doing during that build-up? But it didn't take long to get even worse. And what a sloppy goal that was to give away. I was starting to get the feeling this would be a really long afternoon. Then, with Chorley absolutely dominating play, the referee gave this penalty. I have to say, that's one of the softest penalties I've ever seen given, but what do you think? Did the referee get it wrong, or should this have been a penalty?
Come on, keeper.
It's a great penalty though. 3-0 to Chorley after 21 minutes, and some fans had already seen enough. Hereford did almost get a goal back from this free kick, but it would have been totally against the run of play. Chorley did add a fourth just before half-time, but luckily for us it was ruled out for offside. I'm not so sure though. We might have gotten away with one there. What do you think? Half-time, Hereford 0, Chorley 3, in what was probably the worst 45 minutes of football I've seen at Edgar Street in 30 years. Simply dreadful, but on to the second half.
Go on. Go on.
We couldn't though, could we? I said at half-time that we needed an early goal in the second half, and that's exactly what we got. Surely we weren't about to get back into this one. But after a brief spell of possession and chances, Chorley killed the game off. I missed their fourth goal, but as you can tell, one or two of the Hereford players weren't happy about it. Game over then. At 4-1, the visitors just had to see the game out, and that's exactly what they did. Though we did have a few good chances towards the end of the second half.
Go on. Go on. There we go. Oh! Not like that though.
Final score, Hereford 1, Chorley 4. I'm not sure what happened there after Buxton away on Tuesday, but I was so enthusiastic going into this one after that brilliant midweek performance. And now I feel a little deflated.
Just got back from Edgar Street. What can I say about that performance? I've seen some poor performances at Edgar Street in the last 30 years. And I think today's first half was about the worst 45 minutes I've ever seen at Edgar Street. Hereford 0, Chorley 3 was the half-time score. They should never have been a penalty, but I also don't think the fourth goal that they scored was offside, so I think it did kind of even itself out. Much better at the start of the second half, made it 3-1. I thought we might have a chance of getting back into that one, but as soon as Chorley got their fourth goal, that was it. I think, yeah, they knew the game was done. Such a dreadful performance, so disappointing after that brilliant showing at Buxton on Tuesday. Hereford fans, let me know in the comments what you thought about that. Have you ever seen a worse 45 minutes at Edgar Street than that opening 45? Congratulations to Chorley though. They did what they could. They were clinical in front of goal, fully deserved the win. I know we were poor, but I think they did look like quite a good side. They looked like they were going to score every time they got the ball. So I'll be at Hales Owen on Monday. I won't be at Radcliffe, but it's must win really. We've got 3 points from the first 4 games. Must win at Radcliffe. Yeah, very disappointed.
So a dreadful performance at Edgar Street gifts Chorley all 3 points, and we drop back into the relegation zone after that defeat. Chorley are looking strong though. They sit in second place with 10 points from a possible 12. I always knew that would be a difficult start to the season. All 4 of our first opponents were in or just outside the playoff places last season, so I'm not going to panic just yet, but we could really do with taking something from Radcliffe away on Monday. I won't be at Radcliffe as I'm going to be recording episode 2 of my Southern League Premier Division Central series on Monday at the Grove, home of Hales Owen Town, as they take on Worcester City. And that should be a brilliant game with plenty of ex-Hereford players on show. If you're a Hereford fan, or indeed one of the 44 Chorley fans who made the trip to Edgar Street, let me know your thoughts on that game in the comments. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it, as it really does help the channel to be discovered. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Boop, 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 boop.